Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to another one of my pie videos. And in this one I'll be making these 4 amazing individual chicken supreme pies. The filling in these pies is on another level. They're rich, creamy and absolutely delicious. And to make them even better, I'll be using our very easy hot water crust pastry method. You can see the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. And the link to that page and lots more is in the description box under the video. Just find and click on the word more, and that'll give you access to all the relative links for this video, including our website store products. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. I'll start the recipe by making the filling. Get a medium-sized saucepan onto the heat. Once your pan's hot, add the oil and the butter. Once it's hot and sizzling, add your shallots. I'm using 3 finely diced banana shallots. Now let those fry until they're soft. Once the shallots are soft and transparent, you can add the finely chopped garlic. Now stir it in and fry that for a further minute. You can now add the chicken stock, and to save time, I've heated mine up in the microwave first. Now bring it to a simmer. You can now add the white wine. The wine adds an acidity and enhances the flavours in the filling, but if you don't want to use wine, just add an extra 75 ml of stock or water. Okay, I'll add the chicken. Now I'm using some leftover breast meat from a large roast chicken we had for dinner last night, but you can also use raw breast or thigh meat. Just cut it into small pieces and stir fry it for 2 to 3 minutes first. But I find leftover meat from a roast chicken is absolutely perfect for these pies. Time to add the cream. I'm using double or heavy cream, but single or light cream can be used too. Now mix that in and bring it back to a simmer. Next job is to season the filling with a little salt and black pepper. So have a taste and season to the way you like it. And a very quick mention to the channel's Patreon members and supporters. I'll be giving the latest list a shout out a little later in the video. And that's perfect for me. And once you're happy with the seasoning, you can thicken the filling. And there's a few ways of doing this. My favourite is a couple of teaspoons of corn flour, and you may know that as corn starch mixed with a little cold water. And this works very quickly. As soon as it's mixed in, it'll immediately thicken. And the final ingredient to go in is a handful of chopped flat leaf parsley. Now as soon as it comes back to a simmer, turn off the heat, get the lid on the pan and allow it to completely cool. And a great way to cool it down in a hurry is to float the pan in a sink of cold water. It should be cool enough to use after about 15 to 20 minutes. And while the filling's cooling, I can make the pastry. Carefully measure out your water and get it onto a medium heat. For the fat in this recipe, I'll be using butter and lard, but you can also use a solid vegetable fat like this one if you prefer. This particular one is suitable for vegetarian and vegan. Like I said, I'm using a combination of butter and lard. Now let those heat up until the fats have completely melted. The flour in this recipe needs to be plain or all-purpose flour. Now add the salt and mix it in. Form a well in the middle of the flour. As soon as it's melted, add the hot liquid to the flour. Now using your bowl scraper, carefully fold the flour into the liquid. Make sure there are no dry spots of flour. Once it's reasonably mixed, tip the pastry out onto the bench and gently knead it by hand for a few seconds, just to make sure there are no more dry spots of flour. It should be cool enough to handle by now, but always check first. Form the pastry into a log shape, and if your measurements were correct at the start, you should now have 950 grams, that's 33.5 ounces of pastry. So, using your bench scraper, divide it into two pieces. One 550 grams or 19.5 ounces for the bases of the pies, and the other 400 grams or 14 ounces for the lids of the pies. Now flatten and wrap both pieces in cling film, and I do use biodegradable these days. Once wrapped, get them into the fridge for at least 30 minutes before using it. On to rolling out the pastry, and here's a great way of rolling it. Get your two pieces of pastry from the fridge. Starting with the larger piece we cut for the pie bases. Instead of rolling the whole thing out, first divide the pastry into 4 equal pieces, then form each piece into a ball. Then into a puck shape. This way you can roll each piece separately. Less waste, less handling and less time. Now do the same for the lids of the pies. For rolling the pastry out, I'll be using our very own adjustable stainless steel rolling pin, and these are available on the website. These fantastic rolling pins with different size spaces take all of the guesswork out of rolling your pastry out evenly and to the exact thickness that you require. And for this recipe, I'll be using the 3mm or 1/8 pastry spacer. Okay, time to roll them out. First, dust the bench with a little flour. Get one of the pie bases and dust that too. Now start rolling the pastry backwards and forwards in straight lines. Turn the pastry 90 degrees at a time. That'll keep it reasonably round. If it sticks like that, just give it a light dusting of flour. If you do have one of our rolling pins, keep rolling until the guides hit the bench. And if for some strange reason you don't have one of our rolling pins, keep rolling until you have about a 7-inch diameter. In metric, that's about 18 centimeters. Now you can use it like this, or if you're using our 5-inch pie tins, get it a bit closer using a cutter approximately 17 centimeters, that's about 6.5 inches. And once you've done all 4, do the same for the lids. But this time use a 13 centimeter or 5-inch cutter if you're using our pie tins. Right, I'll let those sit in the fridge for 5 minutes while I have a clean up and prepare the pie tins. And these are the 4 5-inch individual pie tins that I'll be using in this recipe. These fantastic non-stick pie and quiche tins are available on the website if you want to follow my small pie recipes exactly. And you can grease the tins with lard, butter or a solid vegetable fat. Before going any further, preheat your oven to 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit or gas mark 3. Before assembling the pies, make up the egg wash. Crack a medium-sized egg into a container. Now add a dash of milk. Thoroughly whisk until it becomes loose and runny. If you don't like or can't use eggs, simply brush your pastry with a little milk instead. Okay, and here's the filling after it's completely cooled. As you can see, it thickens even more when it's cold. As I normally do with my pie recipes, I'll fully assemble one pie from start to finish and do the other 3 off camera. Start by adding a base pastry to the greased pie tin. Gently work the pastry down into the tin. And for those girls and guys with long fashionable nails, take a spare piece of pastry and push it right down into the corners of the tin where the side meets the base. It's important to get it right down into that corner. Flatten the excess pastry onto the lip of the tin. Grab a fork and prick a few holes into the base as shown. This is called docking the pastry. It just helps stop the pastry base from bubbling up in the oven. Right, onto the good bit. Spoon the filling into the base. And as this filling does expand some when baking, it needs to be level or even just below the top of the case. Once it's all in, tidy it up. Once your filling's in, get your egg wash and brush it all around the lip of the pastry. Try not to get any wash between the pastry and the tin, as this will stick like glue in the oven. Now line up the lid and gently press it down all around the lip of the tin. Using your fingers and thumbs, crimp all around the edge of the pie. This just takes a little practice, you shan't get the hang of this. Trim off any excess pastry that's hanging over the edge of the pie tin. Once that's done, crimp all around the edge of the pie again. This tidies up the pie, but more importantly ensures a good seal when baking. Almost done. Cut 2 or 3 vent slits in the middle of the pastry. Now brush egg wash all over the lid of the pie, once again being careful not to get any between the pastry and the tin. And there you go, one beautiful looking pie all done and ready to bake. And here's all 4 completed and ready to go into the oven. FYI, you can freeze at this stage for future use. Simply defrost in your fridge for 24 hours and then bake as normal. Right, into the oven and set your timer for 50 minutes. With Christmas approaching fast, here's a quick word about my 4 recipe books. These carefully designed books, with most recipes linked to the corresponding recipe on video via QR codes, make fantastic presents. So, to avoid the holiday rush, get your orders in early. The link for the books and all of the other equipment I use in my recipes are in the description box under the video. And thanks in advance for supporting the channel, guys. Okay, time to get these amazing chicken pies out of the oven. And they're looking fantastic, a wonderful golden brown colour. If yours are still looking a little light in colour, just give them a few more minutes. But these are perfect. Now they're way too hot at the minute to do anything with. So I'll get them off the baking tray and onto a wire rack, but I'll leave them in the tins for about 10 or so minutes. And when I come back, I'll let you see what they're like on the inside and of course have a taste. Okay, time to give one a try, and I'm really looking forward to this one. And here's a look at the bottom of the pie, very nicely cooked. Right, time to cut one open and have a look at the inside of this wonderful pie. And just look at that beautiful creamy chicken supreme filling. Marvellous. And straight in for a bite. And that is absolutely delicious. I really hope you give this one a try. Your family and friends will be very glad you did. And that's a huge thumbs up for another one of our individual hot water crust pastry pie recipes. And as mentioned earlier in the video, here is the latest list of my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thank You button supporters. And they are Nigel Davis, Georgina McDowell, Richard Warren, Darrell Elder 1352 and Jens K 3250. Thanks very much, guys, I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.